Welcome to the Mighty Misfit Menagerie, or... we're joining our merry monsters on their next installment in stock out apartment buildings and not do anything cool. Episode 2. I tried to tempt you into that apartment building so bad. I was like, just go in. And Helena was like...
I kept failing the friggin' rolls.
But Helena's also been in my games for so long that she's like, no, I'm not going to do it because he's going to have like a thing.
It's going to be a thing. I know the thing's coming.
We're about to lose our werewolf.
I mean, she's like just this side of indestructible, so I'm not worried about it. But does anyone want to go over last episode?
I can. So, it's the morning after the pack ritual, and we're all feeling real good, I hope. I am. I know that. But then that good glow comes crashing down when Hunter shows up with a bunch of murders that have been going on in Chicago for the past couple years. 13 are dead over that. No patterns, except they all look like goo, like they went through some sort of creepy serrated tube monster. They all rode in a cab with this guy Carl Ripken, but like not necessarily right before they died, and he has an alibi allegedly. There were 2 that appear to be werewolves, and one was a human trafficker, and one was a senior judge. So I go stake out Carl's residence because that seemed reasonable, and there was no one home, even though he's supposed to have some 13-year-old daughter that is homeschooled, which is kind of creepy. That's kind of a red flag in and of itself, and then she's not even there.
Yeah, homeschool kids are so weird.
Just 13. That sounds really tough. Anyway.
Culture, you might want to timestamp that to remove that I said that for later.
It's like we're a bunch of tabletop RPG playing adults. I don't know if we could call anybody else weird. Proudly
we weren't
weird.
Homeschooled. We weren't homeschooled. That's all I'm saying.
Weirdness is a badge of honor.
Catholic school's pretty close.
I actually, ironically, was homeschooled a little bit. So, like, if anyone shouldn't be making fun of homeschool kids, it should be me, who was technically homeschooled.
Anyway, back to the recap.
You went through it. Yeah, so then I try to find out if Carl's working. He is, but then what? Look who shows up. Carl, frantically searching for something in his fancy apartment that has all new things. Very suspicious. And then Jack confided in Owen about this visit from a guy that was like a kid that looked just like Jack did when he was a kid, and he wants to like change our timeline. And I don't know that that's good. And then Owen finds these weird notes in one of his books that like links Tanya and Tiana. And he's like confused, and he's like, hey Jack, what the heck is with these notes? And Jack is like, but then something happens and the notes are gone.
No, what you left out of that is then Jack gaslights the hell out of his own brother.
I changed the notes to remove the reference to our sister.
Yeah, I wanted him to say it. I
had to wallow in this guilt.
And then Owen gets a nice little visit, or gets a message from the Summer Queen, and she's like, hey, keep Ruby away from me. What? And then Jack and Dell went to have a meal.
Yeah. Jack and Dell just casually went to a diner. It was a diner. Just clarifying.
I don't know why I changed the narrative.
Well, because never mind. They did not go to a sex club. No, they did not. They went to a diner.
It was a diner next to a sex club, but unrelated.
Yeah, but all diners are next to sex clubs. So I mean, that's neither here nor there.
Or at least near. They're near in some fashion.
Every
Everybody wants
Waffle House.
pancakes.
Every Waffle House has a sex dungeon basement. Everybody knows that.
Some Waffle Houses are the sex dungeon basement.
I was actually
Can I
having
get a waffle?
I was actually having this really in-depth conversation with my sister the other day about whether Waffle House or Denny's has better food. And I was like, regardless of who has better food, I would still rather be in a Denny's than a Waffle House. Because Waffle House is the place you go when you literally have nowhere else left.
That's
Disagree.
why there's an
I
economic
disagree
index
with that as
called the
well.
Waffle House Index.
Also, the FBI, I believe it is, has a state of emergency board based on which Waffle Houses are still operating.
The Waffle House Index, yes.
Yeah, so
Anyway,
Meanwhile, in our inn,
we use it to assess like disasters, like when there's
Yeah.
hurricanes and things. Yeah,
it's actually legit.
crazy. It's neat. Anyways, we've been around a beaten path for a while here. Oopsies.
I think that was everything, though, right, Helena? We didn't like interrupt your summary, did we?
No, it was over.
She's like, you did, but
I felt like it went really long. I was like, oh God, I'm still talking.
Yeah. But you know what? Like, we got so much information from it. So, like,
True.
the new system is definitely working because, like, that was the best summary I think we've ever had. So,
there's nothing wrong with more detail.
Cool.
Yep. You guys ever notice that, like, on TV shows and stuff, like, whenever they do the previously on stuff, like, it's always super pertinent to the episode. Like, it could be from, like, 5 seasons. So you always know what's going to happen in the episode because they show that character from 5 seasons ago. You're like, I bet you that guy's going to show up.
Yeah, and they always show the actors' names at the beginning, and you're like, oh, my favorite character's coming back.
wait, are we
Yeah, I
about to
have
meet
no
the
idea.
truth?
I would just like to point out that me as a person have never once read any of those words at the beginning of an episode. Like, I'll be watching TV with Helena, she'll be like, oh, that director directed this episode. I'm like, how do you know that? Anyway, so I believe we left off with you, Owen, and that was the cliffhanger. So you just got this weird scroll email. What do you do, buddy?
I immediately delete it and go to sleep. No, I don't. What time is it right now?
I think it's like middle of the day because Jack and Owen are still at lunch. So
Like 1 o'clock?
And who is currently home? Nobody.
no, yeah, nobody's home. You're alone. Well,
Okay.
technically, Tiana is home but asleep.
In the basement.
I will call Ruby in a panic.
All right, make the phone ringing noise.
Hello?
Kind of surprised that Ruby doesn't have ringback tones, honestly.
If you want my body, anything.
Hello?
Ruby, what did you do to Tatiana? Why are you trying to find Tatiana?
Well, she's my sister, I think.
Oh, well, you need to stop immediately to try and locate her or talk to her or anything.
Why? Is
I
she
got
okay?
an email directly from her stating as much, and I don't know if it's a good idea for us to involve ourselves anymore into the Queen of Summer, who is currently ruling over Chicago. I think we need to stop where we're at and just backtrack and not touch it again.
Okay, well, I agree to definitely put a pin in it for now. Are
Okay.
you okay? Are you worried?
No, I'm fine. It's just we need to stop, and that's it.
He does sound particularly unsettled.
Kind of freaking out. Is anyone else home with you?
I don't know. I haven't left my room. There's stuff going on. Okay. I'll see you soon, and I'll hang up.
Hmm.
Do you do anything after you hang up, or do you just go back to pacing back and forth and categorizing your books?
Yeah. Categorizing my books, looking back to the notes that I wrote, like still considering everything that's transpired in the past few minutes, I guess. Knowing that like I thought my experience was fake because of what Jack did to me, and then I know that it's real now and know that I'm closer than ever to the fake hordes, which frightens the hell out of me.
All right, Ruby, what are you doing?
Well, after getting that phone call, I think I'm gonna head back to the apartment.
Okay.
I was just kind of staking things out. He came and went, and after that phone call, I think I'm gonna check on Owen.
Okay. All right, Jack, Dell. You just finished lunch, and I think you guys had like a bit of a conversation, didn't you? Did we ever go to you guys? Like, I don't remember actually.
We had a bit of a conversation, and
I sort of told him what I told Owen, and the kid showed up.
Just for a second.
Yeah.
and Dell was a little weirded out, but it tracks for the family. Anything else we need to do while we're out and about? We did kind of leave Owen.
No, that's fair. I guess maybe we can take him something home.
Yeah, what's he like? What's his favorite dish? Should we get like a hodgepodge?
That's safe. Yeah, let's get a hodgepodge. I don't think
Jack suddenly realizes that he hasn't really known anything about Jack since he was 7, and Jack also spent 100 years not on this plane of existence. So his tastes have probably changed from his 9-year-old self.
I'm guessing chocolate chip pancakes are no longer a thing. So I'm gonna get them just in case, but
No, they're always a thing. Sometimes you sub the chocolate chips for blueberries, but like mostly, you're not wrong.
okay, let's get both then.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Also,
And
like maybe a burger for later.
It's an
And
oatmeal.
some
Who
mousse.
seems like an oatmeal person.
I was going to say muesli. I think it's
Yes.
muesli. I think he's really into muesli.
We'll cut Irish oats with no sweetener.
Rye.
So
Just eating them like that.
We'll order all of that and some rye toast with the butter on the side.
Is Solomon home? Should we grab him some shooters for lunch?
I think we should probably not encourage that. He needs to figure out his direction before.
Yeah,
longer.
of all of you, Solomon probably has the most non-tolerance to alcohol, so maybe he should not be the alcoholic of the group.
Oh, my college life.
I just mean like the rest of them are supernatural creatures with supernatural constitutions, and
Make
you're
my
just
constitution supernatural.
you don't have life magic.
No, there's other ways to do that.
After we place the order and are waiting for the food, I am going to text Elias and just kind of ask, what can you tell me about Tiana growing up? Do you remember anything weird?
He doesn't respond.
He does not respond.
Like staring at the
Elias
phone,
fashion.
waiting for him to respond. You're like, oh, it's text
As
message.
I
We'll
see-
probably get to it later.
As I see the bubble appear and disappear again, I'll just say, take your time. Also, if you remember any time that I was kind of evil as a kid, that would be helpful too. No rush.
I see Jack on his phone. Who are you texting so frantically? You seem like you're really eager to. Is everything okay?
Yeah, no, we're good. I just we haven't talked to Elias in a while, and last time we did talk to him, there was a pack of werewolves trying to kill him. So I just wanted to check in.
Oh, you're right. I think I owe him a bet from that. And I'm gonna pull out my phone and text him. It's just gonna say, "Hey, comma, you good?" No punctuation or anything.
So you guys get a group text back, all of you included, from Elias saying, "Hey kids, I must have left my glasses with you last time I was with you. Could you guys just shoot me the address again so I could swing by and pick them up?"
Oh God.
Dell's gonna trust and just respond with the address.
All right, Del, you can take a beat for that. That was a stupid move.
Elias is the father Dell never had, so
Jack, seeing that go through, I am going to group chat everybody else, sans Elias, with Del, and say, "Owen, get out of the house. Everybody else stay away from the apartment."
What about Tiana?
Is she on the group chat?
If y'all want to add her to
Probably-
it, that's fine. I did not put her on the group chat.
But she's also technically dead during the day and can't go out in the sunlight. So
I also have my phone off during my panic.
At that, I'm gonna leave the bar and get home because I don't know anyone else is home. So
all right,
Owen,
make a
attempt to
stamina
stumble
roll.
home.
Let's
I just
see how
said
drunk
no!
you got.
I did my best.
So I'm looking for successes, or
Just tell me what you get, buddy.
I got 1 success, 1 failure.
1 success, 1 failure. What is your stamina?
2.
2? Yeah, you're pretty drunk, buddy.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna attempt to get home.
What kind of phone does
Monticello
Elias
all
have?
over again.
What?
I can see Elias having like a straight up T9 flip phone. So
Okay.
he definitely has Snake.
I can't
He
find
sounds
my
like a
iPhone
Kia.
him.
oh no, his phone doesn't have GPS. He's not a stupid.
It's not a stupid.
Wait, so Dell didn't get the text that said "get out of the apartment"?
No,
Oh no, you
Del
did.
did.
Yeah, I included you on that. And Jack
Okay.
kind of like staring daggers at you as he sends the message. Elias knows where the apartment is. Del, he met us there without us calling him.
Yeah, but like maybe he just needs it for the Uber driver.
I don't
Why are we
think
so
dragons
distrusting?
take Ubers.
Okay, he's Elias in the outs. Look,
I'm
our
going.
dad wanted the address. Okay.
I'm going to in my pocket a $50 bill and slap that on the counter and just grab the bags and go.
Like the waitress comes up with to-go bags and you just snatch them out of her hands
Yes,
and just walk out.
As Jack leaves annoyedly, I'm gonna turn to the waitress and thank her for her service and her tolerating us, and then I'm gonna wink as we leave.
Okay. She's just very bewildered, but she sees a $50 bill on the table, and it is a greasy spoon, so that is a very good tip. So she does not care. She's like,
Figured we only spent like 20. So
guy in sweater vest leaves $30 tip. He can do whatever he wants. All right, so Solomon, you're stumbling home. Like I don't know how far away from the bar, the apartment you got.
A couple blocks, probably.
Okay. And Owen's got his phone off. Tiana's dead. Jack and Del are on the way back, and Ruby was also on the way back. But Ruby, you're definitely the farthest away.
being a vampire, she is
question.
always dead.
What's my penalty if I want to attempt this spell?
So for a spell, we'll say that you have a -4 penalty to spell casting.
Okay. Is this a condition or a tilt or something?
I mean, it probably should be, but I don't know if drunk is a condition. Let me look it up.
I'm pretty
It
sure
has
it
to
is
be.
because what
Your thought
I'm
out.
trying to do is clear thoughts, which takes away a mental condition or tilt for the duration.
Yeah, you can do that. That
Okay.
sounds great. Now that would not qualify for the resolve condition, so it would not result in the beat.
Oh, sure. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Oh, it specifically says it doesn't, I believe. Yeah, it does not grant beats.
Oh, because you made a choice.
You what?
Because you made a choice.
Yeah. So I'm doing it on purpose. Right. Hey, that's 2 successes.
Well, I think it just requires simple success, right?
Yeah, it should, but cool. It is a paradox, though.
Okay. You do you need to roll for paradox or?
Yeah, I do.
Dramatic failure.
It's 3 bashing damage because I got 3 successes on a paradox roll out of 1 dice because I got 2 10s.
I'm gonna say that the bashing damage is you literally throw up all the alcohol, like it just comes out, not as vomit, but just like literal alcohol, just spewing out of your throat, burning as it comes out.
Fantastic. Well, I feel delicious.
You succeeded so poorly.
Seriously. Okay, that's me.
All right, so I'm gonna rule that since Solomon cleared his system, Solomon gets home first.
I'm gonna break carrying. So.
I'm gonna knock at the door first when I get there, like our door.
At the front door?
Yeah.
Okay, Owen, you hear somebody knocking at the door.
Okay, I go in, but I was more knocking to see if Elias was there and if he was gonna open the door. I immediately go to Owen's room.
I'm assuming it's locked.
I mean, it's not locked. Door's closed, though.
Okay, I just open it and walk in.
I'm sitting at my desk. Room is disheveled. Books are off of the walls. Computer smashed against the door. And I have bags packed next to me.
Hey, what? Are you leaving?
I shouldn't have done this. It's I'm too close now, Solomon.
Too close to what?
Too close to the courts.
You
Too
can't just
close to the
leave.
Fae. It's too much. I have a contract with Oberyn. I have the Summer Queen emailing my personal email. It's too much, Owen, or too much, Clay.
Okay, and running away isn't going to stop them from coming after you, right? They're just going to let you off scot-free. It doesn't matter where you go.
I'll find
And you're
another
just going to leave the rest of us
practice
behind?
somewhere. You don't understand. I'm doing this for you.
Because they're not going to use this as collateral. Or
I
anything.
don't want
Of course
you
not.
involved in this, Clay.
We're not leaving again.
So as you guys yell
I'm
at
not going to lose you again.
So as you guys yell at each other, you notice your breath is forming as the room has grown incredibly cold.
Is this you? Because this is not me.
This isn't me. I'll stand up. I'll manifest my weapon.
Yeah, I'm going to pull out a knife that I have, I guess.
As you walk out into the living room, a man wearing kind of like a waistcoat with like rolled up like sleeves, white shirt, like no tie, just kind of unbuttoned, simple slacks and like spats with the actual like cloth cover, and he's wearing a pair of short leather gloves. Is kind of leaning against your counter, and the counter is completely covered in ice. And all the windows, ice crystals are slowly forming, and he just kind of looks at you and goes, "Which one of you is Britannica?"
Who's asking?
There's no time for this.
I don't know who you are, but you're not welcome here. You need to leave now.
I guess I probably should leave. That would be polite.
Yeah, it would.
Well, unfortunately, I have to kill everybody here unless somebody tells me who Britannica is, so I guess that's that. All right, initiatives then.
I'm so damn.
God damn it! I'm so far away already.
So those who have not arrived yet, what I'm going to do is on roll for initiative, and then we'll basically just do a chance die to see if you show up on that particular turn.
Okay.
My
8.
husband took my notepad, so I don't have my notepad. I'll just write on this envelope. Okay, so Coulter, you were at an 8.
Yes.
I'm at an 11.
Oof, good for
14.
you, Owen. 14?
Yeah.
You rolled a D10, right? You didn't roll a D20?
I got a 9 on a D10 and my initiative mod is 5.
Jake?
I'm on 13.
Damn it, I just wrote Clay and Owen really close together. Helena?
I'm also on 13.
Okay. Which one of you wants to go first?
You can go first because I'm trying to figure out how to roll this spell.
It's between Jake and Helena, buddy.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said me.
I probably should because I'm closer.
And then since Jake's going first, we'll have you do the roll for both you and Coulter, since you guys are technically together.
Right.
Okay? And then Frosty is on 5. All right. Clay?
Casting a spell. So, I don't know what this looks like. I guess. I pull a silver coin out, or like a steel coin out of my pocket and like throw it at him on the ground. And just start speaking in high speech so Owen doesn't understand what I'm saying. I'm just talking gibberish. And I'm casting isolation. So any attempt the subject makes to interact with other people costs 1 willpower. Even then, any dice pools are penalized by the spell's potency. And I cast potency at 3.
So he does -3 to his dice pool to interact with us.
The spell's potency is usually the number of successes that you rolled.
No, potency is something that I choose. It's the primary factor for the spell.
But doesn't that go into the dice roll?
I don't think so. Because I can choose what my potency is.
Yeah, but I thought increasing the potency just increased the number of reaches.
Mm-mm.
Does he get resistance of any kind?
So I think that's what from my potency, whatever potency I choose is whatever. I think it knocks dice off of his withstand rating.
Okay. What does he roll to withstand? Does it say?
That's a good question. I think I have that here. But in a different. Doesn't say.
Okay, well, I'm just going to roll his resistance. So there's no dice roll involved in this spell.
For you?
For you, I mean.
No, I mean I rolled it and I succeeded.
Okay. Okay, so what happens to him? He did not get any successes, so.
So it costs him 1 willpower to every time that he wants to interact with someone else. So anytime he tries to do something towards someone else, I assume,
Okay.
he has to spend 1 willpower. And that's
Okay.
for the next hour.
Jeez.
Okay.
I like that one.
All right, Jake, it's
Tried to
your
use
turn.
it before.
We don't know that anything's happening, right? I assume we're just going to continue.
Well,
I mean, Jack
I'm
is definitely
panicking.
rushing home, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to keep pace with Jack and be a little bit confused as to what's so important that I just told our own father where we lived. It's a common courtesy.
I'm
You're
just
right,
trying
Jack hasn't properly explained the situation to you.
Like, I understand he was an absent father for everybody else, but he kind of literally made me who I
Oh
am
my
today.
god! Just
Can you roll a
keep
D10
moving
for me, Jake?
That's a 2. That's a no success.
Well, so for it to work, you have to get a 10. So you show up on a 10. So,
You're never gonna make it.
all right, Biba, that's you. You might make it home before the boys.
So just one die, right?
Just one day, you're just trying to get a 10. No. All right, Owen, it's your go.
I will sip some of the water that's in my flask and manifest my elemental armor.
Okay.
So I'll cast Primal Glory, so the water kind of congeals around my body, forming this protective, almost like plate armor, and it extends past me in 5 feet. So anyone within 5 feet of me is going to take 1 1 lethal damage a turn. And it says I am immune to mundane instances of my element and only suffer half damage from magical sources.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to roll the ice that he's using as part of my element.
The ice that he's using is kind of like it's a glitch. It's not actually.
Okay.
So
It's not actually
it's
like
not
ice,
harming
ice.
you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm probably within 5 feet of you, so I'm not taking damage.
I guess it would, yeah.
Okay,
Until one of us move away. And then how far away from him am I?
I mean, you are controlling the water, like it's an active control. So I would rule that you can exclude your family members from it.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. And then how far away from the entity am I?
So you came from your bedroom and he's at the kitchen counter. So I think it's reasonable that there's probably at least 6-7 feet between you.
Okay. So would I be able to make it there? My speed is 10. I'd be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll run up to him with my my liquid sword and I'll make an attack.
Okay.
I do have to take any away for defense.
Yeah, 4.
So I'm a little confused. For the weapon, it says dice pulls 8, and then do I do 8 plus my like weaponry plus my strength? I don't understand how the dice pool works.
So the dice pool should be like whatever. Like so, when you look at the power, it should say what you roll for it, and then you don't add anything else. I don't think.
There it just says I take the like whatever weapon I manifest. It has the properties of the weapon, and then I looked in the book, and properties of the weapon were dice pool 8.
What weapon are you?
Rapier.
And it just says dice pool 8?
Yeah, it says dice pool 8, damage 1, score 2, or size 2.
Does it say 8 again?
I don't know.
We thought
Just
Starfighter
do
combat was hard.
just do it's just strength plus weaponry for the roll.
Okay.
And then if you hit the modifier, you do an additional, so it does 1 damage plus your successes.
Okay.
That's
got
how
it.
attacking with a weapon works. I don't know where this dice pool 8 thing is coming from.
I'll look in the book again and see. So you said strength plus weaponry?
Yeah. I think... Go ahead.
Oh, never mind. I'm dumb. I wrote that because I calculated it out on my end and found out that I have 8 dice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't see that in the book, so I don't know where you're getting that.
My bad, streamers. My bad, everybody. 0 successes.
Okay. The rapiers do have armor piercing 1, so that would be the property that it would get, is that if he had armor, it would pierce 1 of it. So
Okay.
But you got no successes, so you do not hit.
Yep.
So he kind of like sidesteps it. He does take 1 lethal from your aura, though, right?
Yeah, from being in my aura.
And that's is that on his turn or just?
It just says a turn, so I would assume it's probably his turn to give him like a chance to move away.
Okay. All right. That is Jack, who's still traveling. Oh, excuse me, I have the hiccups.
Trying to explain why this is such a panic situation. I don't know who that was, but it wasn't Dad. We just have to get there. You gave whoever is trying to kill at least one of us the address to where we live, and it's not protected anymore because we connected it to the grid because we wanted to leave the place. I'm like out of breath.
But it came from his cell phone. Who's going to take his cell phone without... I mean, I guess we haven't heard from him in a couple
when he
days.
Fled the werewolves.
I was going to say you know how Dad is, but... Okay, sorry.
I know how Dad is. Jesus.
So on Mr. Shiver's turn, we're going to say instead of like sidestepping your rapier, he took it full on, but as you stab into his chest, he starts to just fall into snow. And then it's just snow on the ground.
I'm not gonna be able to do anything.
Okay. Do we see him appear anywhere else, or is he just gone?
Nope. And you guys are technically out of combat.
Well,
Go pick up my coin.
Shiver M Timbers.
What the hell do we do now?
I don't know, but you just want to leave and let us deal with that stuff, so just go.
We'll talk about that after we're done with impending death, maybe?
Sure.
Do you have your phone? I broke mine. Can you tell everybody what's happening?
Everyone already knows to come back. They're on their way.
Maybe we shouldn't be here, though, if he knows where here is.
I mean, technically, Jack did say everyone get out of the apartment, not everyone go to the apartment.
True. Yeah, true.
Everybody just took that as go to the apartment.
I go stomp on Tiana's roof. And then start texting everyone and say
I'll stand ready next to Solomon and his back just in case this thing pops up again.
Okay, what are you texting everybody?
I'll text everyone that we just got attacked at the apartment and we should meet somewhere else. God, this was our safe space. God damn it.
If he says that, I would respond. I don't exactly know how to communicate because it seems like they might be monitoring texts.
Oh, I can do something for that. Hold on.
Yeah, getting that text, can I... I don't know if it would be Wings of the Raptor or Behold My True Form. I think it'd be Wings of the Raptor. Can I, grab Jack and not fly, but, jump further than we could run on feet?
I mean, technically, without spending satiety, you can only glide. So you would have to grab Jack, climb up a building, and then jump off of there.
It's fine. We're not
You
that
guys-
far.
Yeah, you're not that far.
It only took us like 15 minutes to walk here.
Yeah, but if we just jump and glide, it would take less time. Okay.
It's gonna take
So
us longer
you
to
guys
get
are
up to
coming
the
to
roof.
the apartment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, I
I
let go
will-
of the spell that I cast, by the way.
Okay.
I
So
will
you guys all
text,
staying?
downstairs public spaces.
Okay. There is always the front office, and you guys remember the front office is technically in a pocket dimension. So
Okay.
So, front office.
Okay.
I
Like
wait
you're-
for Tiana to wake up.
she eventually kind of like opens it just like a couple inches, and she was like, "Twice in one day, huh?"
We just got attacked in the apartment. You need to come downstairs with us.
Okay. Okay.
Can you meet us down there in like 5 minutes if you like need time?
Is it overcast?
I mean, it's downstairs. You don't have to leave the building.
Oh, your apartment opens out into like the outside. It's not an internal.
Oh, got it. No.
All right. Can somebody get the fire blanket?
Yeah, I'll get the fire blanket.
Poor vampire.
Well, I'm gonna put on pants.
Okay.
Make it fast.
I'm literally forcing my body to move by burning my energy at an alarming rate. So maybe yelling at me isn't productive.
He'll stand there annoyed, still with his like full plate armor and rapier.
She comes up with her pants on backwards and kind of like puts an arm out for somebody to steady her. And then you wrap her in the fire blanket and kind of like rush down the stairs to the front desk.
Front desk, we need a meeting space.
Very well. I'm assuming light tight for Miss Tiana.
Yes, please.
Right away. And he kind of like slides a room key over to you and then like gestures to like a side hallway.
And I'll say, don't give anyone access other than Ruby, Jack, and
Dell.
No.
Dell, and should I say Elias?
No.
No, and Dell.
Very well, sir.
And then we'll go in.
Would you like a light lunch?
Maybe later.
Very well. I will have cocktail. I shall get the cocktail cart and meet you there shortly.
Who?
What are the rest of us getting close?
You guys can arrive at this point, especially Jack and Dell. So,
Okay. Yeah, come crashing through the front door. Front desk room that we're already set up for? Yes, please.
of course, there is a meeting room for the Blackthorn party. I am currently bringing by the cocktail cart.
Oh, great. We will follow you. Also, only modern iteration of me. No previous iterations of me.
Yes, you still have the settings from last time.
Thank you.
You notice that the front desk doesn't actually leave the front desk?
Hall?
Yes. I'm currently delivering the beverage cart.
Rush down the hallway with the bags.
And you see in the room the front desk like unloading stuff from a beverage cart when you arrive there.
Okay, you're both okay. That's good. That's good. Oh, and we brought you pancakes or toast
We brought
or
food.
muesli.
We brought a lot. And I'm going to grab the bags and slam them off the table.
So Tiana is there, blanket covering her legs up on the chair, just kind of like looking very angrily from underneath a blanket. Did you bring a single white female for your sister?
I think Ruby's almost
did not
here.
I meant to eat, Jack.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna-
No, we did not.
I did not. If I didn't bring one for me, I'm not bringing one for you.
Ooh.
And
Yeah, Ruby, you can show up at this point.
Oh my God. Everyone's here. Everyone's okay. Okay.
what happened?
There was some kind of creature made of ice or controlling ice that burst into snow that says that he needed to speak to Britannica and that he was going to kill us all.
Par for the
Oh,
course.
great.
Okay. Can I roll to see if I recognize what it was aside from being my side of the street?
The front desk who's setting out like scotch glasses goes, "No one has access to your apartment today."
Then they must have circumvented your systems.
No, I believe that you are just mistaken. There was no one in the apartment.
No, there was.
You touched them physically? There was a power surge.
Stabbed him.
Yes, but there was a power surge in the apartment. Yes, correct, but there was no physical entity.
So it illusions.
The annex would not have allowed anyone to actually enter the building without warning you previously.
So they illusioned us, and we don't know who it is. Isn't snow your people's thing?
The designation of the entity that attempted access was Mr. Shivers. He is in the database.
Do you know anything about Mr. Shivers?
Me?
Can you tell us anything about Mr. Shivers?
Mr. Shivers is a terrestrial agent of a particular entity that my settings have been set to not speak of. Quite insane. Modus operandi is to approach individuals and kill them without them realizing he is there.
That sounds like your side of the road, dear brother Jack.
He has a similar power designation to Jack and Britannica, yes. The affiliation is different, though.
So why did he announce himself if he wants to kill us without us knowing he's here?
Get us out of the apartment.
I cannot speak as to his intentions. Scone? The front desk holds out a scone.
I grab
we
one.
brought food. It's fine. Clay, blueberry or chocolate chip?
Are these pancakes?
Yes.
Blueberry.
Chocolate
Slide
chip.
those over to Owen. Chocolate chip. So what do we do?
Do we go back up to the apartment and let our poor sister get out of our hair, back to sleep?
I mean, if he can't enter without us allowing him, that's probably the safest place.
We just stand at the ready?
I mean, we've been doing that for a long time.
It is reasonable that this entity does not even actually know the physical location.
Oh, no, he does.
We gave him the address.
I can have the address changed if you would like.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Start
gonna take the rap for that one. If we could have the physical address changed, that would be great, and I'd learn from my mistakes, and now I'm a better being for it.
Just be aware that changing the physical address of the apartment will create problems for the next iteration, as we have discussed previously.
Yeah, we've already made lots of changes anyway, so why not keep going?
Okay.
All right. Britannica, you specifically literally kind of feel not quite your side of the street levels, but shifting. As your apartment is in the exact same place as it was, but like the street name has actually changed.
Thank you. That is probably helpful.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No. Are there files on Timbers on the computer?
You mean Mr. Shivers?
Sorry, I was going. Pun brain got stuck there. Are there files on Mr. Shivers on the system here?
I have shared with you all pertinent information.
Okay. So we just have to be on the lookout for somebody that doesn't want us to know that they're there. That is going to try and kill us whenever we leave the safety of our home.
Yes.
Fair.
Avoid snow.
Well, it is August, so hopefully that won't be too much of a problem.
But I like snow. I like the freezing cold.
Same, but
We have a lot of snow folk in the party. Can I make one of those rolls? Oh, I wasn't in the room with him ever.
No.
So
what are
we
what rolls?
just go back to the apartment.
If you would like to use the meeting space, we do have a PowerPoint presentation set up with the information that Ruby has gathered.
What?
Great. Sure.
He kind of like pushes a button on the table and satellite photos of the apartment building start showing up.
What?
Good
And then
resolution on these
the
is fantastic.
Then the front desk slightly bows and like exits the meeting room.
I just start like frantically clicking through the photos, like, what the fuck?
You see like from the windows like photos of like the inside of the apartment and stuff like that, but only information that you had gathered, like nothing that you wouldn't already know. So basically you still have to share what you know, but all of the information is in an easily presentable slideshow.
Does it look like that there would be some kind of camera on my body, like from my point of view, that would have taken these? Like what angles are they at?
It almost as if they had take pictures of your memories. Like it's like how you looking into the apartment.
This is not cool. What?
I'm
Okay.
gonna sit down at the table and put my feet up on it and kind of kick back. God, I love this place.
So
I
do we
know how to feel about this.
know who he works for?
So I go back to the beginning of the slideshow and I just kind of go through what I did and what I learned with helpful photos.
So
And then I got a call from Owen and I thought I'd come back here, and then all the texting happened.
So our cab driver is definitely on someone's payroll. But whose?
So we have at least 2 people that possibly want to kill us right now. Are there any more people that want to kill us? Do we want to make a full list? Does anybody have information we're missing right now? Because I have the 2, and then I don't know if I filled everybody in, but there's a child who's trying to change the timeline that looks like a young me that apparently only I can see. I promise they are there. I'm pretty sure I would know if I was seeing things, but I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% sure about that. So
Also, the Summer Queen will probably want to kill us if we try to meet her. Or dig any more into what's going on with her.
And let's not forget that Maxwell at any moment could also probably want to kill you. I mean, like, nothing new,
There's a lot
really.
of
You guys are all monsters. Like, getting killed by your own kind is always a possibility.
I'm just looking at the active threats.
Not to
Del's-
mention Dell at any point could have like a random Hercules or Xena show up to try and kill him. So
Or like the true Fae and the huntsman. You know.
Yeah,
Ruby, I'm
Dell's
sorry
kind of
about-
going over stuff. He's like, I mean, there was a slew of. It was about a year ago, but none of those girls could have tracked me down. I mean, if any of you sees any sort of like white knight type figure, but that's more of just a Dell concern, not as much of a. Yeah, no, I'm fine on my end.
Ruby, I'm sorry about your sister.
I mean, if she doesn't want to see me, if she doesn't need my help, I can't push that. I don't understand that.
wait, Sapphire?
Yeah?
Yes.
She's
Why
apparently
wouldn't
just in the room
Sapphire-
now.
Why wouldn't Sapphire want to see you?
I don't know, but she made a big show of telling Owen to keep me away from her.
All of her letters always seemed like she missed you a whole lot. That's weird.
You got letters from her?
I mean, we were best friends. We've always written letters to each other.
Well, if she
Do you-
missed me so much, why didn't she write to me?
Well, because you had like what she considered, a normal life. It wasn't her place to intrude.
Sure, normal. Well, I think that was the wrong call.
I mean, you were like a big shot wolf on Wall Street.
And
And I mean, to be
Over
honest,
actually have a sister?
you didn't even seem to remember her until we were at the funeral.
I didn't.
What is up with that? Why didn't you guys remember any of that stuff?
No idea. I've tried looking into it and nothing happened.
Britt wrote a ton of memories, and even those didn't have her in them.
How was that possible?
Seeing all of that through your eyes was the first time that I'd even seen her. So somebody unwrote her. I mean, is Tiana in our childhood memories?
She is, yes. For everyone but you, Britannica.
She's even in the memory prior to Jack's death.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay.
There's a fifth body in the car.
Well, okay, so like behind the screen, technically the change happened after you had those childhood memories, and you guys have not had one since. So the reality shift would have shifted to cover all of that. That's why she's talking as if she always remembered them, because the reality shift happened after you guys got those memories. So to be honest, even the fact that she's like, I'm surprised you guys didn't remember it before that moment, is kind of strange. Because she shouldn't have remembered it until you guys remembered it, because she was there when you first remembered it,
Mhm.
if that makes any sense.
I think that supernatural kid me is fucking with something. Honestly, I don't know. I don't have another explanation for it. And he seems to have a
But
timeline thing similar to mine, if not more powerful.
what would he gain from first taking memories of Sapphire away, then putting them back?
That I don't know. I know. I mean, I think I told you guys about it the last time that we went back when we were at the Winter Festival. He was there screwing with every piece of it and trying to drive us towards a certain conclusion that was going to change something going forward. So it was like a direct influence, but he had to push us to do what he needed, he couldn't just make it happen. Or at least at that point, he couldn't.
And that was also the first time, I mean, this is a pertinent detail, but this is also the first time you yourself had access to, you know what I mean? Like it was technically Jack the human, because Britannica wasn't there.
Yeah.
So like that was also doubly weird. You know what I mean?
There's 3 Jacks. Yeah. God, it's like some weird puzzle box.
All right. Tiana like kind of inserts. So why did you guys have those visions in the first place?
I mean, we still don't know why.
So no one like cast a spell on you, or there's like no light show or magic or anything that happened?
Anytime I've tried to analyze it with magic, nothing happens.
I mean, it was when I first showed up, and it was when Chad came back. Those are 2 pretty significant events.
But Chad wasn't present for the first time it happened.
No. But neither was I.
Yeah, you were in the bar.
I took the memories out of Ruby's head. I didn't experience it.
That's right. We didn't know you were an angel back then.
Yep.
I mean, you weren't in the bar, though.
I was.
In the daylight?
I mean, I was in the bar, but it was nighttime when we went there.
I forgot. Timing.
Jack, could you make a cover roll?
Okay.
Wait, what's the cover roll for?
He's come to an impasse where there's a hole in the story.
Oh, got it.
That he's showing us.
I'm so confused.
That's the entire point, is like the fact that
Like,
Tiana was present, but she shouldn't have been able to be present because she was a vampire. So that's why he's making a cover roll, because if he succeeds on the cover roll, then it covers. Otherwise, there's a glitch.
Got it.
All right. So you guys all go, yeah, it was nighttime.
So I have to go back and switch that.
You don't necessarily have to. It's just like you can try not to bring it up anymore, because that's fuck.
Okay, so the machine gun ladies were trying to kill me. This guy is apparently trying to kill me. Tatiana is either going to try and kill Owen or Ruby. We still don't know who the taxi driver works for. I think the taxi driver is the only unknown here, so maybe that's the best avenue to follow. See if he connects any of the other dots.
But if we leave the apartment, then Mr. Shivers will come after us.
I mean, we can't stay here forever.
Well, and if Mr. Shivers is an angel, like, you know that they're not omnipotent, so like it's not like he can just pop up whenever. Like, he'll have to actually, you know what I mean? Like, moving through Chicago would actually make his job very hard.
To do
You
anything,
know
we
that,
have to
Jack.
leave.
Yeah. Well, we need to leave sight unseen then.
How do we do that?
We could just ask the front door if there's a front door. We could ask the front desk if there's a back door or somehow to get out of here.
I know that Solomon, you once before shadowed us. We could also utilize the hedge if we need to.
And
If we wait till the nighttime, if we wait till dark, I can get out of here, no problem.
I can shadow us.
Okay. It seems like we all have avenues out of the building. Which one takes the least amount of energy? Because mine costs. Does anybody have a free option?
Technically, asking to annex would be the cheapest resource-wise.
Okay, let's go ahead and ask. I'll push the button.
Front desk.
Front desk, can we have access to your back door?
Which one?
One that goes anywhere but here.
Ruby, where is the apartment?
I give the address.
Okay. Can you get us to the loop station closest to that?
Of course. Will you be needing a car?
Yes, we will.
Very well. Take a left out of the door, take the elevator to the parking garage, and there will be a car available, and that will let you out at the closest loop station.
Okay. Let's find a taxi driver's boss.
Anything else I can do?
That's phenomenal. Thank you.
Have a pleasant day.
You too.
We'll leave. I mean, the room's open. Tiana, if you want to stay here till it's dark.
Tiana's kind of like just kind of dead to the world, face on the table.
Okay. Well,
I pick
I'll
her up and
follow
take her
y'all.
back to the apartment.
If you go back to the apartment, it would involve leaving the pocket dimension, and just because you guys have expressed an interest, you're trying to leave without being noticed being at the apartment. So if you go back to the apartment, that would negate.
It's all moot.
Okay. Maybe you leave her here then, I guess.
I mean, she's perfectly safe here. She's technically not in reality here, so. And it's light tight, so she'll be safe. So you guys go to the elevator?
Yep.
So you get on the elevator, and when you first look at it, there seems to be an infinite number of buttons, and then you shake your head for a second, and there's only one that says parking.
You go to the parking.
Yep.
It opens up, and you have kind of like a black Escalade SUV type. It's the only thing in this like expansive underground parking garage.
Has this always been here? Who's driving?
Does anyone have drive?
I mean, is there a driver in the vehicle?
No.
Okay.
What attributes do you use for drive?
Dex usually, or wits, depending.
I have an actual stat called drive, but I have nothing in it.
Yeah, no, I don't think any of us do. I'll drive. Why not?
Well, keep in mind, for normal driving, you don't need the drive skill at all.
Okay.
Then I
It's
would
only-
absolutely volunteer.
You only need the drive skill if like something were to happen. You know, it's kind of like how in D&D you don't need to roll athletics unless like you're climbing something unsafe. You know what I mean? All right, so you guys get in the car, you drive towards the exit, and it exits out of a parking garage maybe a block away from the loop station that you asked about.
Nice.
I mean, I can hide us until we get there. If
Yeah, I mean, that would be better than nothing.
I mean, you started in Boys Town and you guys are exiting in a completely different part of Chicago, so.
I think we're safe. I think we're
doesn't co- okay.
Man, is there no limit to that building? Like, so
I-
bizarre.
I don't. I try not to think about it because my brain just hurts when I do.
I've learned to not question it and just love it. God, I love that place.
The annex is pretty cool.
Okay, now I have a question.
Yes.
We're going to be in a different scene now, I'm assuming, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so my non-drunk spell wore off.
It's a good thing you're not driving then.
I just realized this.
Technically, we switched scenes when you got back to the apartment, so you should have been drunk for all of that, but...
Oh, great. Well,
Okay.
how long did I do it for? Did I do it for a day?
You said an hour originally. No.
Well,
That was your other spell. That was
Yeah, there's the other one. No, the other one would have been an hour too. My default, I defaulted to an hour. All right, so I'm back to being drunk right now, guys. Sorry.
So you guys exit the parking garage, and like Owen like turns to Clem and like, "You're an idiot," in like a slurred voice.
The annex
I'd
brings a
probably
whole new.
I'd probably kind of fake punch Owen in the arm because I'm super mad at him right now.
Okay, boys. Okay, let's.
I deliberately walk farther away from him, like on the other side of the group.
I thought we
I
were in
wanna
the
talk to
car.
you.
I think
No,
we're in
we
the
got out
car.
of the car. I thought.
Oh.
Oh. Well, then I roll. I climb over someone so I'm not next to him. Then
Guys, I will turn this car around.
No, you won't. You're going
You're right, but
where we're going.
I brake check a little bit.
I'd probably hit my head
Fair.
because I'm not paying attention. So screw you.
What happened between you two?
We'll discuss it later.
No,
We're
yeah,
not
that's a good point.
About to
Ruby
die
makes a good
by
point.
a few things.
Jack, do you want to find street parking right outside of his apartment building in Chicago?
Of course I do. Ruby, what's the address? You point the one out and I'll get us there.
It's that one on the 3rd floor.
Okay, make a right. There's a parking spot 2 down.
Yeah, a Corvette is being towed away just as you pull up.
What?
It's a lucky break, man.
And that was Cal's Corvette.
It doesn't need to be, you know that, right?
He doesn't need one.
Canonically.
So you're
Okay,
now
so-
outside of the taxi driver's apartment building.
Does it appear? Are there lights on? Wait. Can we tell if anyone's home?
It's about 2 in the afternoon. It's probably like maybe at most an hour from when you left here before. So it looks basically the same as it did before.
Ruby, do you know which apartment is his if we were to go inside?
Yeah, it's that one right there. I tried to break in from the outside, but wasn't able to figure out the locks. Does anybody have better skill?
I can do that. I can do that.
Did you check the front door?
Yeah, why don't we just go through the... And I'm just going to start walking towards the front door.
All right.
So you've lived in Chicago your whole life, and you immediately recognize the button panel. So before you try the door, you're pretty sure that it's going to be locked because you push one of those buttons, and then somebody in the apartment lets you in.
Oh, Ruby, do you...
Well, did you try looking on the side of the panel? There's usually a release, and I'll use hidden reality to create a release button that opens the door automatically.
Doesn't hidden reality only do things that would be plausible?
I also think that, didn't he say that the door's already open?
No.
Oh.
The character imagines the world as not as it is, but as it might be, and chooses one of the differences to become a reality. She may alter a feature of her surroundings as long as it could have always been the way. So instead of that, I will say, oh, there's a maintenance panel here that's unlocked. Why don't we get in this way?
So there's a maintenance panel with a faulty lock that can be kind of jiggled open.
Yep.
I'll allow that. That
Okay.
might be the case.
Okay. So now we are inside of the apartment building.
All right. So you remember, Ruby, that each apartment took up a whole floor, and the floor below his was abandoned, and then there was his apartment on the 3rd floor, I believe.
So should we go to the 3rd floor, or do we want to try to be sneaky in some way?
I mean, why don't we start out by just knocking and seeing if anyone's home?
That's reasonable.
Okay.
All right. So you go up and you knock, and nobody answers.
Does somebody have a door trick, or do I?
How about you, drunkie? You can break into this apartment?
Yeah. You want my help?
Can It's okay. Just take some deep breaths. Does anybody have any water for him? I want to try to pick the lock.
I will pull a water bottle out of my pocket. Hand it across. Why don't you have some of this, bud?
Give me a second.
Is he going to throw up?
No, I'm fine.
Someone's going to know if we were here. There's now puke on the ground.
There's no alcohol left in my stomach. Promise you that. I can 100% promise you that. It's all on the floor on Broadway.
And yet, you're still drunk.
There's none in your stomach because it's all in your bloodstream. I pat him on the back.
Are you rolling for that larceny check?
I would like to. Was that to me, Rio?
Yeah.
Okay, that's larceny plus anything?
Let's say wits.
Finesse.
What? Why are two people rolling dice?
Because I thought I was casting a spell.
Well, he literally has a lockpick set out, and he's like, picking the lock.
And I'm trying to get you to take the water bottle out of my hands.
And I'm like, okay, cool.
One success.
Okay, that's all you needed. It's not fancy. It's not like, like you touch it and it unlocks, but you get it unlocked pretty easy. Who wants to make the D20 little old lady roll?
A what?
D20?
I'm sorry, the chance die little old lady roll. To
What's
see
that?
to see if somebody comes down the stairs while you're breaking and entering.
Why I said we should have set up been invisible.
Okay,
I'll do
fine.
Oh.
You got a 3 mark, or you got? I assume you didn't get 3 successes.
I got a 3.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
So a little Korean lady kind of like comes down and sees you all kind of like around this thing. A drunk man like trying not to drink a water bottle from a man in like a blazer.
I don't want it.
Look, you don't have to drink it, just take it from me so that it's in your hands, okay?
I try to shield what they're doing. I stay in front of them.
Make a presence plus, I'll say, expression roll.
Oh, I got 3.
The Korean woman cannot look away about how lewdly dressed Ruby is to realize what else is going on. She's just so offended by this whore in her apartment building.
She's like wearing jeans and a t-shirt.
I know. She can't stand it. Look at how she's dressed.
Wow.
If Ruby's anything like Helena, she's got some cleavage going on. So
I just realized I also could have phased through the door and just unlocked it.
I could have done that too.
I've done something cool, but I mean, give everyone a chance to be cool, right?
Fair enough.
technically, phasing would have been a cover roll, but
I could
We
have
all
changed
have
like hours it back to when it was unlocked. And then
Oh, that's cool. The door just is unlocked.
everyone,
Yeah.
a locked door isn't really that much of a barrier to most of you. Because I mean, Ruby could have also just ripped it off its hinges. I mean, like,
I just have it open. Are we done? Shall we?
Go, move along.
Solomon,
I
inside.
stand up and I casually walk in.
Oh, you're walking in.
Pushing my
I'm
much
walking
taller
in
brother
too.
through the door.
Solomon just keeps having little sparkles on his fingertips as he's like trying to unlock the door with magic.
No, I'm not trying. Once they tell me not to, I'm gonna stop.
Well, you're drunk, so you're like, no, I gotta unlock the door. Hang
No,
on.
what I'm
As they're
currently
moving
trying.
you through the door.
No, what I currently was gonna do is I was gonna cast invisibility on everyone, but everyone kept moving, so I'm just like, fuck it, entertain myself.
Solomon accidentally
Really?
turns everyone's clothes invisible instead of them invisible.
I mean, I'm not complaining.
How's
Anyway,
the
so
Korean
you're-
lady react to that?
She's already gone.
Okay.
She's already lamenting how the neighborhood is going to shit because there's prostitutes everywhere.
Damn horse.
Anyway, so you are now in this picture-perfect magazine apartment.
This doesn't feel right or real.
Do we think a 13-year-old kid lives here?
There is
Because like
absolutely no evidence that there's a child living here.
you couldn't have paid me to be this clean at 13.
I can't
I'm gonna.
pay you that much to be clean now.
I mean, you guys all remember Jack as a child being incredibly fastidious, so I mean that's not out of the ordinary for you guys.
I'm gonna go
Yeah, but that was just Jack.
using my shirt to open each of the handles. I'm gonna go try each of like the doors to other rooms.
So it is like a 3-room apartment. Only one of them seems to be a bedroom. One is completely devoid of furniture, and the other one seems to be kind of like a man cave kind of situation.
So no
This
kids
one
room.
definite. So the man cave definitely looks lived in. You know what I mean? Like everything else in the house seems like really pristine. The man cave has like beer cans and like chip bags and stuff like that. That one is definitely not magazine perfect.
But there's no kids room.
No.
Okay. Is there a computer in the man cave?
There is, but it does not look clean.
Do we just want to take this?
No, I don't think that we do. Unless we keep it exclusively in our apartment, but most computers you can track.
It is a laptop, if that helps at all.
Those are even more trackable than normal computers usually.
But do we feel like a taxi driver is going to know how to track his laptop?
Do we think a taxi driver is
mean-
normally going to know how to summon blender monsters from some
Right.
other dimension?
I mean, most computers these days have a program where you literally just say, hey, my laptop's missing. Oh, here it is.
I would just like to point out that you have not had any evidence that he's at all tied to the blender monsters yet.
Isn't that why Ruby was tracking him? Was because he was attached to the blender monsters?
He was like our only tenuous lead because he drove some of the people.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like the 5th degree of separation.
Okay, screw it. Open the computer.
Can I
It
go-
immediately opens to a very loud porno that was left on when he closed the lid.
Oh, it's unlocked. Spacebar to pause.
Is it a good one?
Dell, stop.
There's a lot of appendages. There's a lot of
The
appendages.
comment I was going to make.
Minimize that.
I would like to go. Is there like a hall closet or anything, like a coat closet?
Yeah, near the door.
Can I go through that and see if there's first off, any actual coats in there? And then if there are, I'd like to go through the pockets and see if there's, people tend to keep like payments and like stashes of stuff in the coat pockets, in the coat. Nobody watching this read into why I know that. But
Okay. There
Never.
are a lot of coats in the coat room. Several of them still have price tags on them.
okay.
I'm going to be watching the street.
From the window.
Yeah.
Can I check the history and see if there's like a bank in somewhere in the website history for him?
I mean, you check the web history, and you're pretty sure this laptop has one purpose.
Fuck.
Okay.
No banks.
No.
Okay.
He does use Chrome, so you have access to his like phone history, but that has been deleted. So he
Okay.
purposely deleted his phone's internet history.
Can I check the password log to see if he saved any passwords in here?
Yeah, you can do that. Can you make a computer check?
Sure.
Computers plus intelligence.
Um, 2 successes.
Yeah, you remember how to do that. Uh,
I was
And
a
you
nuclear
find-
engineer. I'm a tech-savvy person.
yeah, but Jack strikes me as somebody who like uses Apple exclusively, so. So he's like, wait, how do you do that on Chrome? And then you remember. But he has purposely deleted password entries for anything other than laptop websites.
Okay.
So he does not let it save his passwords to anything that would be... It seems strangely paranoid to you, honestly.
I will make the porn that was closed full screen, hit play again, and close the laptop. And put it back where it was.
And you did all of this with your shirt, or did you give up on that?
Oh, no. I'm going to say I in my pocketed gloves.
Okay.
Because
For everybody?
latex gloves.
Yeah.
For who's touching things? Hi, sorry, who's touching things?
Jake with his hand full on the hall closet door.
Closet door open, hand in pockets.
Pulling out a microfiber cloth and a 10-pack of gloves and handing those out and wiping down the closet.
Guys, is it so? All these jackets have price tags on it. Most of this house is unlived in. What are we deriving from this?
New money.
So you find one jacket that has like a crumpled up gas station receipt and like a straw wrapper and stuff like that. But all the other jackets, like several of them still have like the pockets sewed closed on them.
I'm going to take the receipt, but so we have one jacket that's been used maybe not more than a handful of times.
No, that one's been used for years. Reeks of
Okay.
cigarettes and taxi smell. That's like the jacket.
The jacket? Okay.
Do all of the rest of these, can we check the tags and see if there's like are they from the same store, similar stores? I'm assuming there's probably not a date on the tag, but
They're from like 2 or 3 stores, but
Okay.
like they're all like, you know, like there's no, I mean, you can assume he probably bought these all in one go.
okay, he got a giant influx of money at one time in the recent past.
So he was paid to do something, probably like a hit or something.
Or
it's
just
almost
paid to take the
reluctant.
blame for whatever it was. I mean, he's kind of disgusting. It doesn't necessarily seem like a well put together person.
Hey, Mark, you want to make a common sense roll?
Sure.
He could have been paid to drive people for the killer.
I feel like if we just wait for a second, Owen might have some sort of idea.
2 successes.
So Owen, usually how common sense works is you ask me a question, but I'm just going to give you information. Seeing as he is only wearing one jacket, these jackets were probably put in here to hide something, not because he bought them because he wanted them. So he filled up this closet specifically for some reason.
I just start ripping jackets out of the closet.
Well, Owen has to tell you guys that first.
I tell him this. Yeah.
Well, do it in character. Come on.
He obviously is trying to hide something.
Take my hands out of jacket pockets and I just slide them all to the side. And I start looking for like a trap door.
You find kind of like a false wall that can be pushed in and then slid, and it leads to basically like 2 feet of crawl space that like goes down.
Are there? Can we check to see if there's runes or anything carved around this entryway?
You don't see anything like that, no.
Okay. Anybody have salt? Let's go downstairs. Who
Why
wants
would
to
we need
lead?
salt?
I don't know. This just feels very familiar. doors and
kind
walls
of wanted to
whatnot.
see just where this goes.
It's a pretty easy climb down because like the exposed 2x4s, he's like removed the insulation, so it makes kind of like a natural ladder. So if someone were to find this, it would just look like kind of like somebody didn't properly put up a wall here. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it's obviously a trap door, but it would be easily explained away as like a problem with the apartment, not an obvious, like there's no ladder or anything like
Right.
that.
It could be like a cover roll.
Yeah.
I think we should investigate
Yeah.
this. Anyone disagree?
No, I think this is kind of the only thing we have.
Let's do it.
I'd like to go first as I'm crawling through it.
Okay. So you come to like kind of a similar situation, like one floor down, where it's another kind of removable panel that empties out into a closet. This one kind of empty, filled with like old, as if somebody had like left in a hurry and left like a bunch of detritus.
Okay.
Now, Del, do you open that closet door?
We're coming from the inside of the closet, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's pitch black in there, right? Or did he like put lights in there?
Can't you see in darkness though?
I can. I can. If someone's looking into it when it's a shadow, they cannot see me at all. So
I mean, you can
Figured
choose
that
to
out.
do that, right?
yeah, I'd like to be using the shadowed soul atavism while
Okay.
I'm going through it.
Well, that means your friends would lose sight of you. It would, to them, seem like you just winked out of existence. That's the only reason I'm asking.
Yeah, and that sounds canon for Del to just kind of like me first, in and by.
For you, Helena, you raised your hand.
I mean, I guess I just wonder if my pack awareness would still make me know that he's there. But,
Yes, because he physically, like, you lose sight of him, but you can still, with your like werewolf senses, could probably still smell him, like his presence, not like his exact location, but I think that you would still be aware of where he was with your pack sense.
Okay, I shift into Dalu and I follow him.
All right, so you open the inner door.
Slide it
Okay.
open and look around.
So as you grip the handle, could you roll a stamina roll for me?
Yes. Stamina, any modifiers? Just straight stamina.
Just straight stamina.
0 successes.
0 successes. You take 1 lethal damage as the doorknob is like hot. Like you have like a 2nd degree burn on the palm of your hand from touching it.
Okay.
So Del, invisible to the rest of you, grabs the door handle and then I'm assuming you cry out.
Yeah. An impulse like, duh!
What happened?
That was... Dude, we are not supposed to find this. That was incredibly hot and painful.
I think that means we are supposed to find it.
Do you want to try to...
I tried.
Huh.
So you're kind of anticipating it. Do you do anything, or do you just touch it? Like, do you like wrap a shirt around your hand? Like,
No, I just kind of like tap it.
it's still hot to the touch.
Tap. Ooh, it's hot. Maybe I'll use my T-shirt. A boop boop boo. Open.
So as you open it, like a bar stool falls from the other side, and you realize that there had. It's kind of like sitting on the ground now, but there was kind of like an acetylene torch that was kind of like on the other side of the doorknob, and that's what was causing it to be hot.
Oh, is it started a fire?
I mean, you could stop it from starting a fire.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I
can I-
jump out and try to contain fire.
I mean, like acetylene torch burned so hot that it's just kind of like charred the floor. Like it didn't actually combust. So
Okay, and then I'm checking my surroundings.
it looks for every like it looks like an abandoned squatter apartment. Like you remember from last episode that the windows are boarded up and like there's kind of like a board across the inside of this door. Like it's definitely looks like no one has been in here for a long time.
This
Is
is
it-
so bizarre.
Is it still dark? Like the windows being boarded up, is it really dark in there?
There's like shafts of light coming in, so it's not dark, but
Okay.
Does
Um,
the passageway continue, or is this where it stops?
this is where it stops. If you were to go any lower, there would be like insulation and like boards in the way. So like he obviously cleared a path from his apartment to this one, but like it's very clear that the purpose of that trapdoor was to get into this apartment.
Can I go search what room would be equivalent to the man cave upstairs?
Yeah, let's do a sweep.
So it's also three rooms, like the upstairs apartment. Two of the doors are kind of like off their hinges, kind of. One's missing. And then a third door that would have been equivalent to the empty room has like a legit, like solid steel door with like a combination lock on it. Like it looks like a bank vault door almost.
Can
I'm
we
gonna
knock?
kind of wave to everybody and get everybody over. Anyone who's not with me, us.
Would it be bad to knock?
Probably. We're not supposed to be here.
I mean, I can probably find the combination if we need it.
Do you have that in your pocket too?
No, but I can guess it.
Are there any better ideas? If the lock's been tampered with, someone may notice.
With him saying, "Are there any better ideas?" I'm going to guess the combination.
Okay, yeah, all right. Don't listen to Dell. It's fine.
No, I take
I can just-
insult to that.
Is the front door locked?
It has a board across it. So it's locked and it also has like a board. So even if you were to unlock it from the other side, it would physically stop from opening.
And does this look like a safe or a safe room?
It looks somewhere between panic room and bank vault.
Okay.
It's obviously locked from this, like it's accessible from this side. So you feel like it's more to keep something in than to keep people out. I guess bank vaults, it's both sides, but
3 successes.
3 successes to just get the combination.
Mhm.
So you just literally spin the lock in like 3 different directions, stopping it randomly, and you hear a clunk.
It's unlocked.
Whatever order those numbers were in on the lock, put it back to that so nobody knows we were here.
We don't want to open it.
Does anyone have photogenic memory?
That's why I was gonna try to phase through it.
I have eidetic memory. I mean, I could put it back.
Oh, you do have eidetic memory?
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, you put it right back to where it was before.
Perfect.
It's still unlocked.
Anyway, perfect. Let's check it out. It's a win-win-win. And
Win.
So you pull open the door, and inside there's kind of like a bare light bulb, and the accoutrements of like maybe like a 8 or 9-year-old girl's room, like pink with like lace and like ponies on the wall. And then on one wall in like a rusty red color, you see like just insane, to clay, high speech written all over one wall in a rusty red color. And then chained to that wall is kind of like a dirty, disheveled 13-year-old girl who very suddenly in fear looks towards the door as a red light on the inside of the door starts slowly pulsing. And that's where we'll end this session.
I'm mad. You can't do that to me.
You guys said I was approaching the end of my time.
We have like 10 minutes left.
Yeah, you're not going to achieve anything in 10 minutes.
Well,
that was us, and I guess we'll come up with a tagline eventually.
Eventually.
Jake, do that thing where social media where you say all the stuff you're supposed to say at the end of videos. Do it, Jake.
Check out the links in our description below to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, join the Menagerie Bar and Grill Facebook group where we post all sorts of fun content. And generally just keep up with us. The links are all in the Bobbly-Doo below. Thanks, Matt Colville, for the idea to call it the Bobbly-Doo.
It's the doobly-doo.
Doobly-Doo.
Also,
right.
like, subscribe, and re-hit the subscribe button to turn on notifications so you know when the next episode comes out.
And, leave us a comment. Like any stupid thought you had while watching, leave us a comment about it, because I love reading those.
They're
Call me an
super
idiot.
fun.
We are also working on a series of explainer videos for World of Darkness. So if there is a part of World of Darkness you want to know more about, let us know, and we will make sure to make that video for you.
Yeah.
Leave a timestamp in the comments if you can see where my cat jumps onto my lap and then onto my dice tray and onto my keyboard.